Hey everybody, I'm Kris Swiatocho.
And I am Michelle Hipp.
And we're with the Restoration Experience. Yay! Oh my goodness. This is
so exciting.
So exciting. So if you're watching this, we have just finished another Restoration Experience in March. And again, what a great retreat.
Yeah.
And love working with this lady right here and her background, her skill set as a counselor. And so why do you think this retreat is so important, Michelle?
Oh gosh, it's so important. I don't even know where to start. But when we think about it, all of us have hurts. All of us have a past. All of us have things that we've experienced that just kind of get stuck if we don't work through them. And this weekend is really designed to help people get unstuck and to move past those hurts, trauma.
Yep. Well, just unresolved things in our life. I mean, I can't tell you how many women that are my age group that are still struggling with, they haven't forgiven someone or they feel someone hasn't forgiven them. They're still stuck in weird labels and lies from the enemy about who they are. And some of those are from their families, some of them are from their friends, and some of them just from society. And of course, the enemy loves to give us falsehoods about who we are.
Yeah.
And so healing for me and, allowing women to come together in this environment, you're like, Michelle, somebody said, well, why do I need that environment for this to happen? Like, why can't I just do it on my own?
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing, the key is just look at where we're at. You can't see outside, but we're in the mountains. It's cold, so we have a fire burning in the background, and we need to unplug. We need to disconnect from the world and reconnect to the Holy Spirit in order to hear from the Lord, in order to hear that still small voice. We have to disconnect from the things that constantly weigh us down every day. And this gives us a perfect opportunity to do that.
So we're at the High Pastors Conference Center in Burnsville, North Carolina. This is a precious place that I found a few years ago for a women's retreat that I did. And what I love about it is there's not a whole lot to do here. You can do some hiking, you can do some reflecting, you can just sit and talk with God, but there's not all these distractions of, like some conference centers where there's a pool and there's, volleyball nets and I don't know, all those other, things that kind of, we're distracted from being able to hear from God because we're still having fun. Now, I understand we like fun retreats. Those are good.
And we're fun.
Yeah, we're fun. But this retreat is not designed that way. This one is more so for you to literally hear from God, maybe in a way you've never heard before.
Yeah.
And even to be around fellowship of other women who maybe some of them have gone through what you've gone through, but they're struggling in a different area. So we really do listen to the Holy Spirit and listen to each other, and it's encouraging. We ask people when you get here, you park your car and you don't get back in it until Sunday.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's hard. We say if you want to shop before you get here, and then shop when you leave here. But we want you to come and just literally be natural. Ladies, you don't have to wear makeup. You can wear sweats the whole weekend or T-shirts and shorts. We just want you to come and relax and allow the Holy Spirit to speak to you.
Yeah. And this retreat is small. There's 20 women, and God does something amazing every single time. He works it out to where the people that come to this retreat end up having things in common. And they don't know that ahead of time. Nobody knows who's going to be here or anything like that. And it's just a really great way to heal in the community, with other people who are experiencing the same thing.
I think one of the cool things about this is that people will come saying, yes, I want to come and resolve some issues with my daughter. Or I want to come and I just, I need to deal with this particular thing. I've just got some food issues and I need to deal with that. And then you come and you find out that's not what you thought it was.
Yeah.
And God goes deeper. And then you realize that some of the things we're struggling with are symptoms of a deeper issue. And while Michelle and I know a lot, we don't know everything. And so we're your facilitators. We're the teachers, but we believe and know that the Holy Spirit is the one who reveals and makes the changes. And so come with that expectation. I'm excited about the next ones. We've got one in June and one in September. And if we, get past September and God willing that we keep going, we're going to keep going. But it's always going to be here at High Pastors. Some people have asked me, why can't you bring it to Missouri? Why can't you bring it to California? Well, early on I did, and there's some challenges because it's only for 20 ladies. You need a place that can provide food, and you've got to have a proper sleeping quarters. And so we tell every lady that you will get your own bed, but you may be sharing a room with someone. And that's just the challenge of, finding places to have these types of retreats. Yeah. But we didn't want to be in a big hotel. We didn't want to be in a big center where there was, thousands of people on the campus. We wanted a place that was special for you, a place that we truly believe God was going to speak to you. So let me ask you, Michelle, we have a few things that's on our website. Then go to restorationexperience.org.
Yeah.
You can go to that website and see, maybe some of these things that we're going to mention are you. And you've been praying about this and asking God, should you come to this retreat? And so we just want to go through some of them, and maybe you'll connect with them. Yeah. So why don't you start us off, Michelle?
Yeah, so if you're asking, how do you know that this retreat is for you? Well, if you're a woman, 18 years or older, it's for you. If you find yourself stuck repeating the same patterns of thinking or behavior and you can't seem to get out of it, then it's for you. Yep. If there's an internal dialogue that you have with yourself that's constantly negative and critical, yep, it's for you. Yep. It's really for anyone who is struggling. And let me even back up for a second, because it's also for you if you don't know that it's for you, because yeah, a lot of times we don't recognize that we have these negative dialogues with ourselves, or these false beliefs that we've just believed for so long.
Yeah, I was sharing with Michelle not so long ago how when we're talking to women, because we always go, I can't believe every woman in the world wouldn't want to come to this retreat. Well, some of you are watching this and you're like, well, I've already gone through stuff like that. I'm good. Really? Okay. And then some of you are like, no, I'm going to just continue to be in my pain. I just want to stay here. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I don't want to have to share, Okay. And then some of you are like, I want to change. I'm tired of being here, but I don't know what to do. That's why you come to the Restoration Weekend. Yeah. And it does take a certain level of vulnerability to come to this weekend. Yeah. Kris and I are also very vulnerable throughout the weekend. We share our own stories. We talk. I'm fine, Michelle. I'm fine. I don't. Maybe you. Well, you are now. Let me help you. No, you know what's great is that people say, when they say to me, like, I'm good, I've gone through that. Every time Michelle and I do this, we learn something every more single about time ourselves. Yeah. So I'm never going to go, oh, I'm good, I've got it all figured out, because you don't, and you're continually molding and being shaped by the Holy Spirit. Exactly. You're still on this journey. So other things too, if you have a head knowledge of who God says you are, but you can't seem to get the head knowledge to make it to your heart, right? Unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment have rooted in your heart and you're struggling to release it. I mean, you want to forgive that person who hurt you, but every time you're at a family event, there they are again, right? Every time you got to give your kids back over, there he is again. And it's hard. You say, oh, I've forgiven him, I'm good. And then it doesn't take a lot, and that triggers. Yeah. And all of a sudden you're like, you just want to but I know, I understand. I've been there too. What else, Michelle, do we have? I mean, if you've gone through therapy, if you've worked on healing, and you've, and I'm not saying anything against therapy. Therapy is wonderful. I think everybody needs it. I have my own therapist. And I think that if you've gone through therapy, if you've gone through different kinds of treatment, and you just still feel like you're stuck, there's power in community. And I know I said that once before, but there's so much power in being around other people who are struggling with the same things that you're struggling with, in a very safe and controlled environment. Now, we don't need you to come be the counselor, okay? We're not saying that you're coming, because we want you to hear from the Lord too. But often when we're sharing, we may say, I had this struggle, with something that happened in my childhood, or I am still, dealing with this person that's in my work environment, or I've been hurt by, fill in the blank. And you go, but I was able to get through this, and these were some of the things I did, but this over here, I'm still struggling. Well, that person sitting in your group may go, well, I could do that. I didn't even think about that. Or, I didn't realize that I've allowed that to stay attached to me. Who would do that? The enemy. The enemy does that, right? How about having anxiety or fear bullies you into believing lies such as no one will ever understand. You're not good enough, You're just not good enough. This is never going to change. You're going to be stuck here forever. And that is a huge lie, Michelle.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or if you're just looking for a battle plan, we are all in a war against the enemy. And so if you're looking for a battle plan on how to deal with some of the spiritual attacks, we go through all of that stuff. We talk about how the enemy uses the symptoms that we experience, because
Yeah.
again, as Kris said, there's a root to it. We are trying to dig deeper
Yeah.
and get to that root.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not us, it's the Holy Spirit
Yeah.
that allows us to
Yeah.
really know what's at the root of the issues that we're struggling with.
And so we do this weekend, not just for single ladies, but for married ladies too, because in general, women that, not that men don't need some help as well, but God has put on our hearts to help women, because so much of, just in our lives, there's just the power that the enemy tries to have on us versus the power that God can give us and works through us. And so we know you're stuck in some stuff. We know there's some things that are happening. We know that you want to get past that. I don't care how old you are. If you're 100 and you want to come to this, it's never too late to break these chains. It's never too late to have a fresh start and to look at things differently. And it's never too late to forgive and be forgiven. And
Absolutely.
so come to the Restoration Weekend, restorationexperience.org. It's very affordable. We keep the price as low as we can so that you can come and experience the weekend. Got any questions? Just call us.
Absolutely.
Our phone numbers and emails are on the website, and we love. Now, some people ask this question: can I bring my best friend, Michelle?
You can, but we're going to separate you.
Yeah, you can be in the same room, but we're going to put you in different groups because we want you to be as real as possible. But in the beginning, I used to say no, but then I'll offer you. I know some ladies are like, oh, but I'm afraid to come by myself. Okay. Probably what we don't encourage is bringing your children, your daughter that's 15 or 16 years old, because it's just really not that type of environment for someone that young. But definitely call us, and we would love to answer your questions and help you out.
Absolutely.
So, anything else, Michelle?
I don't think so. We're just excited. We're excited about what God does through every single one of these experiences. And
we're ready for you.
Yes.
So Burnsville, North Carolina is right above Asheville. It's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes north of Asheville. Beautiful mountain setting. And so you got to come check it out. And the June one will be in the summer, be beautiful. It's always cooler in the mountains than it is anywhere else. So that's what's great is that it's just the weather is wonderful. And then September also will be at the tail end, going into fall, and the leaves are starting to change. So restorationexperience.org. We hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.